Right, so JD, can you tell us what composting is and why it's important?
Yeah, so composting is decomposed organic matter, and instead of sending it to the landfill where it only causes problems, it can be reused to amend the soil and regenerate the soil, adding nutrients and organisms back into the soil.
How did you get involved with composting?
Well, after graduating college, I wanted to be a farmer, like a small urban farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And that business is really hard because they have a difficult time selling their produce. I have a finance major from ASU, and I did business research on small farming, saw it wasn't a good business. And when I learned about the food waste pickup business, I said, that's how I can build a small farm. I said to myself, who's not going to want to buy the food from the farm where their food waste goes? That's kind of like the pinnacle of sustainability.
So was that always part of the plan?
Yeah, that was the dream from day one.
Oh,
I
I didn't know
I
that.
started this because I wanted to be a farmer, and it's a very hard business to get into. The farms are just getting bigger and bigger.
Okay, so tell me more about this full cycle service that you provide from food waste to actual uh, crops, I guess.
Yeah, so we pick up your food waste from your house. We use a 5-gallon bucket with a sealable lid, and you can put banana peels, coffee grounds, paper towels, napkins, all food waste. So we accept every food waste item. If the product isn't marketed as certified compostable, it probably isn't.
So when did you start Recycled City?
I started Recycled City in 2013.
And you have a brother that works alongside you as well, right?
Yep, so my brother is our farmer, and he has his own LLC. And what our city has created is opportunities for young, beginning, disadvantaged farmers, because we pay all the overhead costs of this farm and let my brother and his LLC come on to the property, grow vegetables. I buy 100% of their vegetables that they grow, so they know they're gonna sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a revenue share, so if I sell their vegetable for $1, they know they get X amount. So we say this model is de-risking small farming, because the only risk to the actual farmer is they don't grow food.
Yeah.
Because if they grow the food, they're gonna get paid, and they don't have any bills to pay.
Wow.
They don't have a lease. They don't have a tractor payment.
How did you come up with this model?
Well, I just really want there to be a local food system, and
So is this
I have a
something-
finance degree.
So is this something that you came up with kind of on your own?
Yeah,
Wow, okay.
I've never sold compost, so for 11 years, all the compost I've made, haven't sold any.
You mean it's going directly into the farm?
Yep, or it goes back to your garden if you want it.
What types of subscriptions are available in terms of the composting service?
So we have just basic compost service, where we'll provide the 5-gallon bucket and come by either once a week, every other week, or once a month, all the way up to a subscription plan where you get a $30 box of vegetables, and the compost pickup is free then.
Is that your farm box subscription?
Yeah, we have a lot of different options for the farm box, every week or every other week, or once a month. It just continues on subscription. Otherwise, we have one-time purchase of a $30 farm box. So if you ever just want one $30 farm box,
Okay.
we have an option for that.
Is that a CSA? Is that the same as a CSA?
It's similar to a CSA, but I'm buying from other farms, so I'm trying to get more variety than your traditional CSA, and we're working to get to the point where it is customizable, where there's going to be a store, there'll be carrots and broccoli and beets and lettuce.
Like an online store?
Right.
Okay.
So you're going to have a customer portal. This is in the works. Probably by the end of the year, you'll be able to sign into the portal, and order your vegetables, a custom order.
Okay. And What kind of farming practices are in place? Is it similar to what you would consider organic farming?
Yep. So we use all organic methods, but unlike certified organic, we don't use any pesticides.
And do you guys utilize any permaculture or anything of that sort on
Not
the farm?
not really.
No.
Not at this farm. We've been leasing this property for 5 years now, and we just purchased our first farm that we're actually going to own.
Congratulations.
It's in Florence, and maybe there we're going to start to integrate perennial crops.
Okay.
We haven't done any perennial crops here. It's all annuals.
Do you compost for both residential and commercial customers?
Yes. So we
Okay.
do single family and multifamily. Anybody can sign up.
Even if you live in an apartment complex?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So we do any household. You just have to have an address. And then any commercial business. So whether you're a school, whether you're an office break room, a restaurant, a hotel, resort.
Okay. And are there any communities or municipalities that express interest in contracting with your business to provide residents this service?
In 2015, the city of Phoenix put out a request for proposal for residential food waste. I won that request for proposal, and then it was changed into city facilities instead of residential. So I've been servicing city of Phoenix facilities for the last 8 to 9 years now.
Oh, okay.
So we do Phoenix City Hall.
They compost?
Yep.
I had no
At their
idea.
facilities. So we have compost bins in all of the city of Phoenix break rooms, and a few other locations of buildings that they own.
Well, hopefully we can get more cities on board with that.
Yeah.
Because when the food waste goes to the landfill, you're basically taking it out of that cycle, right? Where you're not replenishing the soil. Is that right?
Yep. And we're saving municipalities money.
Okay.
Because municipalities have to pay for it to be landfilled. I think I service 15 municipalities, and we're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for those municipalities right now.
You mean through your residential and commercial?
Pickup, yeah.
How does composting relate, if at all, to topsoil?
Well, compost is not topsoil, but it helps conserve topsoil. So it holds water. It helps the soil hold water. It helps with erosion. I think we've lost over 50% of all topsoil in the last 60 or 70 years. I think that's the statistic.
Is that having anything to do with big
Farming
ag?
practices. So it's mainly due to farming practices of tilling and eroding the soil. So we're not tilling as deeply. We're not tilling as frequently. We're not mechanically harvesting and planting and doing a lot of the practices that will cause erosion.
So if people didn't compost and if we just all continue to throw our food scraps in the trash, would we eventually run out of soil capable of growing nutritious food?
Yeah,
essentially?
over the last 60, 70 years, farmers have had to rely less on their soil and more on synthetic inputs. So synthetic fertilizers, synthetic pesticides, and you can still grow food like that. You can even get into genetics and
GMOs, you mean?
Right. So that's where the food system's going, and it's going to continue to go that way unless as a community we say, hey, we want to conserve this resource,
And we
food
don't want
waste.
Frankenfood?
Right. We want to conserve that local food waste and use it on local farms to do this, give people who want to be a farmer the opportunity to be one. I think we need local farms with local food because who knows what's going to happen,
It's in other words, it's important for communities to be self-reliant,
Right.
resilient,
Right.
not
Yeah.
reliant on these big corporations that
Right.
ship food halfway across the world.
Right, and it's a reason why it keeps getting more expensive. I'm most excited about what we've been able to do in the last year here on the farm. Since my farmer doesn't have any costs, we can now compete wholesale on price,
Wow.
right? So,
So that means more local produce in the grocery store.
sure, if they want to be a buyer. So, like St. Mary's Food Bank is a buyer of our wholesale produce, and then Arizona Wilderness Brewing Company, and I'm saving them money off of what they would purchase it off of the wholesale distributor, and it's organic and it's local. My dream from day one is I said to myself, I'm going to be dropping your farm box off at the same time as I'm picking up your food waste, so that's what we do now, and there's no other example of this in the country. I'm the only.
Wow, that's amazing.
But other people are going to follow.
That's great. So can you show us around a little bit
Yeah.
your farm and what kind of things actually grow out here in the hostile environment of Phoenix?
Yeah.
It's a big operation.
Yeah, these are just a few shade houses. So these are black-eyed peas. They're just a little older.
Okay.
So this is what it kind of transitions into.
Okay.
This row over here was some old greens, but kind of looks like they're fading out. It was kale and chard.
Wow. All
It's
organic.
a little too hot for those now.
So would you say this is more organic? This is more than organic?
Yeah, I mean, you can't be too sure unless you're really good at research what is on the organic food.
You send it to a lab?
Yeah. I'm not gonna.
That's the other benefit of knowing your farmers. You can come verify.
Absolutely.
Trust but verify.
Yeah. This is basil. So there's two different types of basil. This one is the holy basil or Genovese basil, and then you have the Thai basil.
Oh, okay.
So we got two different types of basil.
Oh, it smells nice.
And then this is arugula, and arugula is hanging in there.
Okay.
Arugula likes the heat. It's hanging in. And we got some more beans over there.
And you said that some local restaurants are actually using these ingredients in their
Right.
in their dishes.
Yep. So the zucchinis, we have yellow and green zucchinis out in the field, and that season just ended.
Okay.
And that's what we were selling to St. Mary's Food Bank and Arizona Wilderness.
Is this the resident cat?
Yeah, there's a family, so they've been here a long time. This is kind of what it looks like before we get ready to plant. We spread the compost, and then we'll make the beds and plant a new vegetable.
Amazing. Okay.
So this is carrots.
Okay.
I gotta get like a shovel to rip them out of here.
But yeah, they're in
They don't want to be eaten, I guess.
Yep. So this was the old squash field of the zucchinis.
Okay.
But
Wow.
it's too hot for those now. These are cherry
Tomatoes?
cherry tomato. So he has a huge row of the sun gold cherry tomatoes.
I've noticed that stuff I buy at the farmer's market lasts longer than the stuff I buy at the supermarket.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, so we can keep going this way.
Okay.
These are peppers. So it's getting a little hot for the peppers, so they're starting to.
Like bell peppers?
Yeah, like a mini bell. This is watermelon.
Oh, awesome.
So we got the
So-
watermelons are going to be coming in.
Those do well in the heat, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Armenian cucumbers in this row. This is another row of the beans, the black-eyed peas.
Okay.
And then we got another row of watermelon. And this is cantaloupe.
Ooh.
This row here is going to be cantaloupe.
Awesome.
And then this was all that zucchini, squash that is over with now.
Okay.
The yellow and green.
So you can compost that.
Yeah, we just rip it in and mix it into the ground. So
Yeah.
all this stuff just gets tilled right into the ground.
Awesome.
And then
Nothing
we'll-
goes to waste.
And then we'll spread the compost over it.
Amazing. It's so nice to see all this green in the middle of the summer heat. It's impressive.
We are going to start a chicken egg operation at our new property in Florence.
Okay.
And then we're going to hopefully have the cheapest, local, organically grown eggs. Because the idea is to utilize the food waste and the compost and all the, biology in the compost, the little bugs and stuff,
Uh-huh.
to really feed the chickens and replace the grain feed
Yeah.
of the chicken.
Which makes the eggs more nutritious, right?
Yep, and it makes the eggs a lot less expensive because all the price of eggs is feed.
Really?
That's it.
Wow. So in other words, people can have organic food that's affordable.
Absolutely, that's the goal. That's our mission,
Okay.
and we are going to be successful.
That's awesome. Well, I really love what you're doing here, and I hope other people take notice and follow your example. And apart from the Phoenix area, do you guys service anywhere else in Arizona?
So we do the Phoenix Metro. It goes from Queen Creek all the way to Peoria, Goodyear, all the way up to Carefree. It's 1,300 square miles.
Wow.
And every household, single family or multi-family.
Well, I'm really glad you're here, and thank you for all you do to help make our lives more sustainable and healthier.
Thank you.